Hello guys, Salwyn of Salwyn Gaming here, and with the recent patch I've started playing a lot more ranked again, and that means that today I ended up playing a support. And oh, we can actually see the thing now. Oh, it's back to the old replay system? This is new. Well, this is awesome because then we can see the whole chat thingamabobber that we so much enjoy to see. Anyway, with Sona I run 9, and the rest in support for the extra gold per 5, I think it is. Masteries and flat armor, flat MR, ability power and ability penetration for my runes. And yeah, that's my general rune page for supports. I run it on all my supports. I went down to place a quick ward. Okay, stop locking onto me. I went down to place a quick ward here because we're with a Mumu. It means that counter jungling is pretty common. Mumu is a weak jungler. Warwick is not the strongest jungler, but he can definitely go up and steal some stuff from Mumu. So a quick ward here prevents early invasion-less routes, and it also prevents some of the early steals that you will see. So that is a really great ward to place if you have the wards to do it, and I did in this game. So I went back to base to charge up my Q. Get it up to 2 cores because that means the next time I do a Q, it hits the passive, and then I could do an auto attack after, or do an auto attack Q and then auto attack again, for that extra early burst to put me and Vayne ahead in lane. Now Amuma here asks for a strong pull so that he can do smite red and gank an early gank, which is fine. That means that me and Vayne are gonna stay and help him out, because that is what you do whenever you play ranked games or games in general. You want to do as much as you can to help your team do well, because that way they will help you do well in the end. So giving Amumu that early help so he doesn't drop too low and doesn't need to blow smite, and then going back down. Now I ward early, and I often do this because people will often gank, and I don't ward the tri-brush because if people chase us down through this way, we have flash, we have exhaust and whatnot. But if they come down behind us from this way, and that is something that junglers will often do, if they know what they're doing, they will, if they gank bot early, they will come down through that way. Now we see the burst on Cockmore here with the Q and auto, really chunking him down and making him less likely to trade with us. Now we are in the stronger lane. Sona Vayne beats out Kark and Nunu early. Kark Nunu gets really strong around level 9 and 10. So we want to take control of the lane early. That's how you want to play it. Against any Cockmore lane in general, you want to take control early and put them behind, because if they're behind, it's going to be easier to deal with the whole level 9 situation. And that is one of the really important things, because Cockmore is the strongest late game AD carry. So you don't want him to get strong in lane, and definitely not strong in the early lane where he is weak. So you want to put some pressure on. I try and keep healing on to Vayne here. And I just try to run interference. Now you can see again with the Q auto damage onto Cockmore, we get really strong in this lane and push them actually back from the minions. That means he doesn't get experience, and he doesn't get the last hits to bring up that gold. And I'm just staying here, showing myself as much as possible, just to put some pressure on them. Another Q, and then should be followed up by an auto right there, just to put that pressure back on them. Now we see Cockmore here overextending greatly to get on this Vayne. And that just means I put the exhaust on him and then get in there. Now we can see our Vayne is quite low, but I'm really healthy. I pick up the Cockmore kill, and Vayne comes in to pick up the Nunu. So we're ahead now. I just want to make sure that Warwick doesn't catch Vayne. So I'm going up here, I'm presenting myself to him because I still have my flash. I can go up there and bait out him to go on me. He has the red buff, he thinks he can slow me and whatnot. So I just go up there, make him, in his mind, make him want to kill me rather than Vayne, so Vayne can get away through that back way up through Dragon there. So now we're ahead, and we're really far ahead. We both have 101. Vayne sadly with some pretty awful CS, but still, I mean, the kill and the assist puts us greatly ahead in this lane regardless. I don't really know why I don't see any items on him. Maybe he didn't buy, I don't know. This replay apparently switched back, something with a patch probably. We see here they get caught out in the jangles. And then overextending way too much. But still, I mean, we're ahead in the lane. So we just gotta keep ahead in the lane. So we see here, people get caught out here, really overextending. You never want to really go into the enemy jungle this early in the game because people can respond to it really fast. Now we see here, Vayne finding Cotmore there. I come down for the Q and the passive auto. There's an ignite on him. I don't need to go on Cotmore again. So I just focus my aggression towards Twisted Fate to push him away from my Vayne. That is what you want to do as a support. You want to support your fellow players. All of them, and especially your AD carry. Your AD carry is your main objective. Whenever you can help out your AD carry, that is what you want to do. Now Vayne here going back to mid, I'm not quite confused by why he's doing this, but that does mean that I get the opportunity to go back to bot lane and pick up the gold for the ruby crystal, which is then going to help me build into the frozen, the heart of gold, which is going to make me tanky and give me that extra gold per 5 that's going to be really lovely towards the mid and late game. So because Vayne goes mid lane, I'm going to CS and I'm going to push the lane towards the tower to make them try to make them miss as many CS as possible, because that's always important. The less CS your opponent gets, the stronger you're going to be off your CS. And that is one of the things I've kept talking about in my other guides to other champions. CS wins lanes, positioning wins games. And that is the general rule I play by always. I never really try to overextend to get that really aggressive kill and maybe dive early. I try to play it really safe and just focus on getting a solid CS and get the pokes in. That means I get ahead in the lane. And especially in a lane such as this, where we have a very strong early game, that really comes to fruition, where you can just put some pressure on and get ahead on CS. Sadly though, Vayne's mechanics in this game are quite weak, so we need to get ahead in the lane otherwise. And that's why we killed them. So, there you go. Anyway, going back to pick up more wards. Now I know they have a pink ward in here. So I'm going to try to ward here out of range of it, but sadly, as you'll see, that will fail. But ultimately, I pick up a pink ward simply so that I can clear their ward whenever we kill them or push them back behind their turret. But right now, Vayne is being overly aggressive in the lane, so I'm just trying to ward up here and then stay safe in the lane. Just get back behind her, see if I can't put some pressure. Now I see Nunu go up there towards to clear it, but I don't really want to push through these creeps. There's more creeps on his side. That means he will have the better trade, theoretically. I mean, I realize we're 2 against 1, but still. It's going to be dangerous. Creeps do a surprising amount of damage, especially in the early game, so you want to be careful about stuff like that. Anyway, they push us back here, so we don't really need the ward right here, right now. So I'm pretty much just content just sitting back, just looking around the map. As you see there, Vayne gets in on Cotmore because Nunu leaves the lane, and I was just looking around to see other stuff. And not really paying too much attention, and that is a little bit of an issue, but then again, it doesn't really hurt us too bad. We wouldn't have got the kill on Cotmore, so I mean, well, theoretically we could, but in general we won't, because he has a good slow, and therefore we won't kill him. Now I'm sitting here. I don't want to go face check the bush. That if they're waiting there for a gank with, for example, Warwick, I don't want to get into the bush. I want to sit here though, just so that if something happens, I'm really close to make something happen against them. Now we can see here our team is way ahead. I've been involved in 4 of the 7 kills. That's over 30%, and that's how you want to be as a support. You want to be involved in everything that happens as much as possible, without ever leaving your bot lane. Your only objective, unless you're a ganking or a roaming support, your only objective is to sit by the side of your AD carry and give them an advantage. Now we can see here we can still poke down Cock because he is behind, and we are ahead. And now here I want to go clear the pink ward, but Vayne is still being very aggressive in this lane, and that's very dangerous, because if I leave him and he gets in a fight 1v2, he's gonna lose definitely. They have good slow. Sadly though, it's almost ran out, but anyway, it means we know there's no ward. Now here Vayne just looking at me, not really paying too much attention, gets caught out by the TF ultimate and dies. Now here I get exhausted. You want to always keep a cool head. I just wait for it and flash over the wall. Had someone flashed after me, for example Cotmore, he did burn his flash here. Had he done it though, I had my exhaust ready to put on him had he followed. You don't want to burn your exhaust unnecessarily, and that is why I didn't burn it down here when TF came into gank, because there's no way she's getting out of that situation. So rather just save it for the next fight, so we have a leg up in the next fight, rather than using it now without any real effects, and then missing it in the next fight. So anyway, I'm just sitting back here waiting for them to push to the turret to pick up the CS and get the XP towards my level 6. In case they dive, having level 6 will help me a lot, so I just quickly burst down 2 minions to get it, and then pick up my ultimate. In case, if they dive right now, I can almost 100% with 100% certainty pick up a kill through ultimate and exhaust. So you always want to be aware of what you can do. I have Vayne keeping Nunu from basing, and I just move up to be ready to assist him and also to get the XP from the minions. Attempting to reconnect apparently to my replay here. Whatever. Anyway, I go back, get my Heart of Gold, get my wards, because that is really important. The better your ward coverage of the map as a support and as any lane, the stronger your team and your own lane will be. Because if you see someone come down, that gives you the opportunity to make a counterplay on them. Now we see here, their ward just expired, so they know we're there, but they can't see what's going on anymore. And as we can see here, Kog'Maw ultimate coming in right there. And Vayne. Vayne was not the best player ever, I gotta say. Vayne was doing good enough in this particular lane. We're against, I think it's a 1600 Nunu and a 1530 Kog'Maw or something. So, I mean, we're doing good enough, but Vayne here is not the best player. I just come in here. I actually used my heal a little bit too early. I thought I was in range. But I'm not too used to playing support, so some of my things are a little bit off. But it's not too bad. Now we see Warwick coming up here, so I just want to put us ahead. I quickly try to do something there, but yeah, that's not gonna happen. So as I know I'm not gonna get away, I try to get the kill on, but yeah, it's not gonna happen. Still not burning that exhaust. And you gotta remember that. Don't do anything. Don't use summoners that are not going to actually help you. A lot of people will panic and use flash to try to get away from a 4v1 gank with a million slows on him and be like, yeah, but if I flash I can get out. Don't do it. Just play it smart and save whatever you can until it's gonna help you in any way. Now here, Teemo getting caught out here, and I'm a little bit worried because we were 7-0 and now we're 9-4. So just trying to be nice to people, and not just flame them and say stop fucking around, but trying to be nice and like, don't lose it now, play it safe. Just that will often get you further than harassment will. So if you're with a player that does really bad, try to put it in a nice way when you say to them that they're not doing too well, and try to help them do better. Instead of saying they're doing bad, tell them what they can do. For example, play safe. Because we are ahead, we are in a position to win this game, but not if we keep giving away free kills, because they do have a really strong bot lane. Their mid lane is gonna fall off really hard, but so is ours towards the late game. So our main strength is having Vayne, Amumu and Sona. We got great crowd control for the team fight. Now I see here Amumu's ultimate getting stunned off, and now we can actually look to turn to fight. Vayne pops the ulti. I get the Qs and the damage on them. Exhaust on Kog'Maw just to keep him off me. And now look at this, look at this. And the heal. Oh, so gorgeous. Had I not healed there, I would have died. It heals me for 86 or 84. And I got down to 50. So that heal was absolutely perfectly timed. The cooldown on it was immaculate, so to speak. Anyway, that means we're now 11-4 and my lane is winning big. You hear tomorrow big? Still Vayne really poor mechanical skills, so her CS is very low, but I'm not too worried at this point. Because even though her mechanical skills are low, Kog'Maw has been killed so many times and been under so much pressure that he is at the same CS and Vayne is ahead on kills. So we are the stronger lane right now. And that means we can still play it aggressively and try to take a few chances. Not too many though, but a few chances. Like for example this. Great ultimate from Amumu there, catching every single one of them. And then just going in there to clean up. Keep clean up shit, so to speak. Now we see here, Vayne getting a little low. I'm a little bit worried that TF might have ultimate up at this point. So I just get in here to zone, keep the minions away from our minions so our minions are hitting the turret. And then just stay in here to make something happen. Now, I see a Mumu base. Whenever people want to base, don't let them. But don't get baited by it. A lot of people in higher rating especially, but also some people in low rating, will try to bait you by going home. So they will wait for you to come close enough to stop them, and then they will turn on you instantly and kill you. So you want to know when can you interrupt them, and when will it be a good idea. Anyway, going back here, I want to get my Oracle up because I've noticed that Nunu has good amounts of pink wards on the map, a good amount of wards on the map in general. So I just want to make sure that he has as little as possible to do with their vision. I don't want to give them any vision we can avoid them having. That is your job as a support or as a jungler. Junglers can do this as well, pick up that early oracles and ward clear. So I just want to make sure they don't have any wards. I run down this way and I pop it here just to make sure I don't get spotted running in this way, because we're looking for a gank on towards mid lane. Now I come up here, get up behind him, and then just pop my ultimate. You want to remember with the Sona ultimate, it has a cast delay. Now I can't rewind in this because then the replay is gonna fuck up, but as if you notice, if you pay attention, the Sona ultimate has a cast delay, so it rolls towards your opponent. So you don't want to aim at where they are right now, you want to aim at where they're gonna be in 0.5 seconds, and want to make sure that they're not gonna be out of range in 0.5 seconds. So that's how you want to play it. Anyway, Vayne again mid lane there, and that means I'm going to go towards bot lane to pick up as much CS as I possibly can. Sadly missing one there, but as a support, I'm pretty content with missing one. That's okay for me. Alright, so what else can we say? Alright, so the big items you want to get as a support, depending on how strong you are or how fed you are, is the Heart of Gold and the Philosopher's Stone are really great items for a support, because that means that you can get the Shirelius and you can get the Randuins, both which are really good, especially against the Cockmaw, where you can slow down his attack speed and really make him less useful in a situation such as a team fight or just a straight up fight in the lane. I mean, here having to burn his flash to get out, and Garen talking more of that smack. Now Mumu coming in here with another great ulti. I'm a little bit far out here. I'm not quite sure where I was at this point, but I'm a little bit too far out to assist instantly. So I flash in there for the heal and the exhaust. Sadly I pick up the kill, but then again we are ahead in the lane, so it's not gonna hurt us too bad. I get the damage on, make sure I don't kill him. I just run like, whoa, holy shit. I just run by his side just to make sure that he can't make a big play now. Mumu coming, Mumu what's his face? TF coming down here. Sadly my ultimate, even though it showed it was up there, it was up like 0.5 seconds after I died, so sadly couldn't really make a play there. But then again, I mean, we did what we needed. Cockmaw is getting set further and further behind, and he is the major threat on the enemy team. And that is pretty much the only thing we want to worry about. And that is one of the things you need to realize. Whenever you play a game, there are going to be big threats late game in team fights, and there are going to be small threats. For example, Morgana is going to be a really strong early game team fight threat, because that CC early game is really strong. It means you can blow up people real fast. Late game is not as effective. It's still strong, but unless she's fed, she's not going to do a lot of damage, and that CC is not really going to kill your tanks, and your AD carry should not be caught by it. So late game stuff like that falls off. Whereas Cockmaw, early game Cockmaw is really weak because he scales off of attack damage and his W really well. But late game, if he gets fed, and even if he doesn't, if you get to that 30-40 minute mark, he's going to be really strong. So you want to make sure you don't feed, and if you feed the right person. For your team, not for the other team, of course. Anyway, here, I pull out the dragon, just so that we can get an easy dragon. As we see, there's a lot of pressure top, and a lot of them are going to be moving top. So just pick up the dragon. Or we just pick up the dragon, I didn't do it solo. Anyway, Vayne here saying he needs and then runs top. So I'm a little bit confused at this point. Anyway, I try to follow them, In case someone starts a fight up here, I want to be able to get up here and get my ultimate into this fight, so that we can turn on them. And as you can see, staying with my AD carry whenever necessary, and also sometimes when unnecessary, because you never know what's gonna happen. Gonna help Timo here pick up the blue buff as well. And again, this is just the general helping out your team as much as possible. Now, as you can see here, I'm about to buy Aegis of the Legion. Aegis of the Legion is a super strong item early in the game. Around the 20-minute mark is when you really want to aim to have it or get it. If you get it much later than 20 minutes, it's not really the bonus you get off of it is not going to be as big. There's going to be a lot of armor penetration, spell penetration, and overall generally better items than the Aegis. So that is an item you want to aim to get early in the game if you have the money. If you don't have the money, then that's okay, but then remember you want to build towards items that are going to be better in the mid and late game. Getting an Aegis at 40 minutes is not really going to help your team too much, unless like that is the only thing you have money for and that's like the only thing you can do right then. Then it's going to help a little bit, but there are things that will help bigger. For example, the Randuins at that point in the game will be really, really strong, because that's when Cockmore, for example, is going to have super high attack speed, and being able to drop that attack speed down is going to help your team a lot. Same goes for Warwick, of course, and whoever else is in set game where you want to go against them. For other teams, you might want to go for Shurelios first, because you want to have a good, strong engage, want to be able to catch your opponent or disengage from your opponent. Now anyway, we see here 2 bot lane means we get a free Baron. No contest, we cannot even fight this. We have all our ultimates. So like that is a free Baron, and that is what you want to also keep in mind. You want to know when you can take an advantage for free. Free advantages are the best in this game. I realize that free means you haven't worked for it, but that doesn't matter. The less you can spend to get ahead, the better. And that is how you always want to think, like, what can I do right now to get ahead while not taking any risk at all? For example, getting into an early dragon fight against a team that's about as strong as your team is not always a good decision. So rather, if they go for dragon, just push a turret instead, because that minimizes their advantage, gives your team an advantage, and puts you on an even footing without taking any risk. For example, whereas if you go for the fight and you lose it, they get both dragon and kills on you guys. Now, I picked up Warwick here with a double buff and an oracle, I believe, and then I just tried to figure out what's the safest route for me to go. And I see Timo was pushing this top lane here, so I just run towards him. That's actually really annoying. I do apologize about that. Seems to be an issue with the new patch and the lore replay. But yeah, I try to go back and base here, but Timo seems to be very, very interested in fighting. So I just want to like get in his screen and show him like I am basing. Please do not do stupid stuff. But with full disregard for what I want to do.
With
Is it still off? I think that's how it's supposed to be. There we go. Timo does pick him up though. And gets away. Anyway. Yeah. I've given a lot of good information to you. If you've paid attention, you've come away from this video a lot smarter. Now the only problem is to use it in the actual game, which is a lot harder than just knowing what you should be doing. Anyway, again, Vayne going mid lane, so I'm just gonna go bot lane, pick up that farm. Because if he doesn't want to come bot lane ever, but he always wants the farm, it's not really an issue for me to take the farm. Had he been here or been on his way here, I would have lasted rather than pushed. But since he keeps going away from here, I'm gonna go pick up that CS. Now we do have some slight lag here right now, but that's okay. My team here being very, very, very aggressive. Anyway, we're pretty far ahead right now, so I don't really want them to risk it by going in 3 versus 5. And I do tell them this. Just ping them back and tell them don't do something stupid now. Don't be cry. It's gonna be cry. Anyway, Vayne here picking off in a real strong like with that amazing, is a really good Vayne build against tanky teams such as Garen Warwick. and Nunu. Stuff like attack speed and then maxing Silver Bolt first is really a good build on Vayne. So that is something really to keep in mind here. Putting some of that poke onto Cotmore there, and Garen commenting on it. Because of the items I have, I'm pretty tanky. I mean, I'm not really that AP fixated, but because of my Q, that means I can still put on a good amount of damage. Now, a good ultimate here from little Thingamabobber, and then just follow up ultimate just to pick off. I realize you always want to aim to use your ultimate in a team fight situation where you can hit as many people as possible. 5 is the absolute best you can do. But if you can't do that, putting yourself ahead in a fight by picking off someone for free by using your ulti is also worth doing. In most cases, sometimes it's not worth doing because the enemy team can then turn around and kill you, but in most cases, it's going to be worth it to get a free kill using your ultimate than to save it for a team fight if you don't think one is going to happen, or if you're going to be at an advantage in said team fight by using your ultimate. Anyway, that's the game, so thanks for watching, guys. I hope you learned something here today about the supportage of Sona and support and the gameplay in general. And if you like the video, please thumbs up. If you dislike the video, please thumbs down. If you have questions, throw them in the comment section. If I told you the answer in the video, don't ask. Alright, so thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, have a good day.